Okay, here's a quick walkthrough of Data Messenger within the Sync Insights application. So how you access Data Messenger is right down here, this icon at the bottom right. I can click it and it either opens to a full size or this is the default size, but I normally make it quite a bit larger. Okay, where I suggest everybody starts if they're new is Data Explorer. What Data Explorer does is it has, as the language model is learning, it learns these different contexts or these topics, and each of these topics has associated data with them, but it's more semantically understood. So in the case of transfers, as an example, I'm interested in transfers, and what it does is returns me a snippet of data showing all the dimensions of data that are accessible to me: providers, senders, amounts sent, receivers, all the way to overall fees, event IDs, and domain IDs as well. So it gives the user the cornerstones of the information or the data that's actually available to them. Now, if you start interacting with these elements here, and I click provider, you'll see it starts generating sample natural language queries for the user. You could click this, search for a different validator if you want to, or search for a different provider if you want to in this particular case. But for the most part, this is a really good place to start. You can take a look at the different ones. Like, let's say you're interested in like app coupons because you want to be able to see, you know, who's generating the app coupons and then what their minting efficiencies are as well. So I select on this particular one and go into the database, and it will grab the snippet of information to show me that. So sometimes the initial queries take a little bit of time because it has to cache that in the database, but just so you know, those queries are being generated in less than a second, and then the time it takes to return data comes from, of course, the execution on the database. Okay, so this is an example of being able to see this information here. Now, where most people utilize, or once you've kind of onboarded a little bit, you come directly into the data messenger here. So you can pick something like, and I normally type as well. You can use the speech thing here, but some of the language is a little bit complex in decentralized networks, so I just typically type. So if I don't know, something like, you know, total validator rewards, something simple, total validator by party this hour, let's say. Okay, now I'll do that query. What it'll do, generates the query, goes, returns the information for this current hour to time now, and then returns the validator rewards. You can sort those. You can see the sorting that actually happens here. You'll see the parties associated with it. If you're interested in seeing the rewards that are using to aggregate this particular information, then you can select one of them here with a left click, and you will see all of the underlying, the round itself, the time, and then as well the different rewards, the super validator, validator, app reward, everything else. So these are all under the rewards context from before, but you can see the information from there, and you can graph different things if you want to as well. The other thing you can do that's actually really interesting is if you want to add a column here, you can pick columns that the system understands make sense to work with this particular data. So let's say we want to go to like the gross rewards. So now we can pick the gross rewards, which will return not only the validator reward, but the total reward. So if they're getting super validator or app rewards as well, it will return that information for them. The other thing you can do is actually create a custom column where I can pick a validator reward, and let's say I want to divide that by the gross reward. Okay, so this will be a percentage validator, by party, let's say. So what this will do is I just create my own custom column that will, for each one of these parties, take this validator reward, divide it by the gross reward, and give me the percentage of rewards they're making based on their validator rewards. You can do all combinations and permutations of that. The other thing you can do as well is there's window functions, which you probably realized on the side here. And something like that would be if I want to do a percentage of total, where I want to be able to take the validator rewards and do a percentage for each one of these to see how much of the total each of those validators is actually making up. So I can pick that one, I add the function in, I now save the column, and then you see now I have an additional column of information that of course is here, and I can chart that if I want to. I can, this is just a reward here. You can see I can select other areas percent field here. Of course, you know, just the DA validator, of course, is dominating most of that. A lot of these are liveness rewards as well, but you can put it into different, you know, chart forms as well. A lot of it just really depends on the data that you actually have from that standpoint. There. You can normally ask for multiple things. So if you wanted to know your total validator reward and total gross reward, or total validator reward and total app rewards, you can ask for that in natural language as well. So there's kind of a couple different ways you can get to the same information. At any time, you can filter the data. So if you only care about, you know, validator, some of the validators have, or some of the parties have 0 app rewards as an example, you can filter those out as well. If there's any challenges, you can report a problem. And this is in the case where maybe the data is coming back and you're not really 100% sure if it's actually correct. You can report the problem by selecting this particular one here. And then at any time, which will happen in subsequent videos, you can create a dashboard out of this here, or you can also create a data alert. You can download it as CSV as well, or just copy and paste it if the data is not too much from there. So in other videos, we'll jump into dashboards and also data alerts as well. Thank you.